Hi, Dr. Gary here on the road. We are dental practice brokers nationwide. We sell dental practices. So today's topic is how to prevent a terrible dental deal from occurring. We're going to get into this. So we are now selling dental practices for 13 years as dental practice brokers. I was a dentist at 25. We have 10 employees. We're in 28 states, and we are available now 363 days a year. We take off Christmas and Easter. The time you can get us on the East Coast is 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. East Coast time. So give us a call. We are on it for you. We have 10 employees, of which 2 of them are CPA accountants. So we don't have the answer to every question, but we've been through this several times. Hundreds of transactions. All right, excuse me, I'm going to put my glasses on because we got a beautiful sunny day at the New Jersey Shore. I am excited for a great Memorial Day weekend. Our number is 201-663-0935, and our email or our website is dentalpracticeguide.com or Nationwide Dental Practice Brokers. 201-663-0935. Now, this information you're about to hear is for entertainment purposes. It's our opinions only. It's not legal or business advice. So, if you're also thinking about working with one of the DSOs, please call us first because we work with them all. We are independent. They will often pay our commission, and when you work with us, we'll get your legal fees often, based on criteria, repaid at successful closing, a reimbursement at closing. So give us a call, and we'll take care of you. So anyway, there's a lot of changes occurring in these DSOs, significant. We are on the ground floor. We're the policeman on the beat, the cop on the beat, we're the news reporter at the front lines. If you need us, we will help you get it taken care of. We've been there, done that. We just know what's happening with the DSOs. We're in a changing world now. They're tightening up their requirements. A lot of them are no longer purchasing single practices. They'll only purchase like a platform of 6, 7, 8 practices. They're tightening up. Some of them are walking away from deals, 1.1, 1.3, 1.4 million. They're walking away. They want one minimum 2 million. Maybe they'll accept an 8 million. They want 6 operatories or more. So things are changing. We can guide you with this whole changing. And you're not going to be reading about this because they don't, there's one DSO that has 0 on their stock went down to 0. Well, they're not going to be making a lot of announcements about that. Another 2 of them had to walk away from deals because they couldn't get the funding. How do we know? Because we're dealing with the other DSO that picked up the deals because the first 2 couldn't get funding. You're not going to be reading about that, I can assure you. So, getting back to it, how do we prevent a dental deal, a terrible dental deal, from occurring? How do we intercept? Let's give you the details. As you know, to put a great dental deal together, you need a foundation. Foundation is dental attorney for the buyer, dental bank for the buyer, dental attorney for the seller. Okay, so the buyer is a great dental attorney, buyer is a great dental bank, well known. There's only about 5 of them in the country, and seller has a great dental attorney. That is your foundation. You screw up the foundation, you can build the most beautiful home. You build your home on a poor foundation, it will always have problems. Always, always, always. You can finish the house and it looks great, and then a couple months later, there's cracks all over because you had a poor foundation. You must establish the foundation. I repeat this again and again and again. Hopefully somebody will listen to me. Well, these 2 guys aren't listening. Maybe I'm going to get through them. So here's your scenario. You have a practice that's getting sold for rock bottom price, like $41,000 on a $160,000 practice. That's pretty low. So, but the seller wants to sell it. The circumstances are different for the seller. The lease is running out. The seller has an alternate, has a exit strategy. He wants out. He told me, drop the price, get me a buyer right away. So I find the buyer. And I tell the seller the same thing I tell everybody. You've got to have a great dental attorney. Even though the practice is being sold for like $40,000, you still need a great dental attorney because you have to be protected from any and all problems that could occur. So he doesn't listen to me. He says, look, I got this guy. I've known him all my life. Great guy. He's going to be fine. I said, don't use him. It's going to be a nightmare. Insist on using him. Seller's attorney calls me and says, hey, okay, I've been working with Dr. X for many years. We're good buddies. We'll take care of it. No problem. I know contract law. I said, have you ever done a dental deal? Have you done 25, 30 of them? At least over the last few years. Well, not exactly, he responds, but I know contracts. I said, if you haven't created the deal, we're going to have a problem here. So now he's already hired this guy, and I don't want to shoot him down too much, and I don't want to tell the attorney that his knowledge may be insufficient to put this deal together, but let's work together. Fortunately, the seller's non-dental attorney was at least humble. And then the guy says to me, do you have any sample contracts I can use? I'm like, oh my God, we're going to have a problem here. I've got to intercept before a bad deal occurs. You know, I don't care what you're paying for a practice. You have problems, you have legal problems, you have one document to refer to. That is your dental contracts. It's not he said, she said, I said, you said. No. It is one document. You're going to court, they're looking at your legal document. That is your contract. All right? You go cheap, you're going to get a problem contract. So that's what I think is, I could see this thing happening. I could see this thing growing and running out of control. Now we get an attorney who has never done a dental contract. It's like, welcome, here comes trouble. Excuse me. So, but he was a nice guy. I could see that he knew his, let's say, lack of knowledge and was at least a bit humble. So I figured this is going to be trouble. He doesn't know what he's doing. I better make sure the attorney on the buyer's side is a dental attorney. He'll at least maybe write the contract, which is usually done by the seller's attorney. But in this circumstance, you can have the buyer's attorney write it. The seller's attorney will just adjust it. And hopefully this guy's all right. So I'm nowhere with this guy. I'm not giving him a contract. It's like, you gotta be kidding me. That's not my job. I know what goes into contracts, but I'm not an attorney. I don't profess to be one. So, we got a nightmare. We got problems brewing right now based on the seller's attorney. I've got to intercept, got to prevent this from cascading down, running into problems. I just can't think about now. I got to think about 20 years from now. I don't want my seller strapped with a contract that is not the right one for them or his estate. Can't do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm thinking in my mind, I got to get the buyer's attorney to be a dental attorney. Hopefully he'll listen to me. Buyer's attorney calls me this morning. This is just a couple hours old. I don't have time to go into a fancy studio and record something 3 months later. We try to give you cutting edge stuff, real life stuff that's happening right now. You want to watch those guys with the fancy suits and the studios and the special blue lighting and the plants? That's not us. But you want to hear what's happening today, a few hours ago, what's real, please listen in. Okay? And this is how we conduct our business. We're just on it. It's Sunday and I'm working. You can't wait on these things. You can't say, well, let's wait till after Memorial Day. That'll be 4 days from now. 4 days from now, we got a problem. Or 3 days from now. Because my seller doesn't want to renew the lease, and the lease is running out within like 60 days. We've got to knock this deal out right now. There's no time wasted. So the buyer calls me this morning. Says, hey, we got a plan. We got an attorney all set. I said, does he know dental? Oh, no, but he's a this, he's that. He's done this, he knows that. I said, how much you paying the attorney? $1,500. I said, oh, you got to be kidding me. $1,500. You might as well get brain surgery on sale. Not to diminish the attorney's abilities at all. I haven't met him. But frankly, a dental attorney, it's not worth his time to do it for $1,500. It's a liability. You're going to get a $1,500 contract that's worth about nothing, zero. And the guy doesn't know what he's doing, all due respect to the attorney. But he doesn't know what the frig he's doing. If he knew what he's doing, he wouldn't be able to charge. He couldn't charge $1,500. It's not worth it. He's going to walk away. So these guys, these buyers are going to get some bogus boilerplate contract. Excuse my harsh language, but this is real life stuff. I mean, we don't, that's it. I don't have time to write an article 6 months later from now. So anyway, I said, no, this is not happening. We're not working with an attorney at $1,500, okay? He's not going to know what he's doing. He has no dental experience whatsoever. He's going to screw you up on a contract, and that's it. I mean, you're going to be destroyed on this contract. Okay? You don't want it. And the seller's attorney doesn't know what he's doing. So it's going to be a nightmare. Total nightmare. This is a nightmare in brewing. This is a terrible deal going to get together. No foundation. So what I'm doing, I told the buyer's attorney, look, don't do this to me. This will kill me. This is a low budget deal. It's like, I don't even want to get involved in it. You've got to get a dental attorney. This practice is going to grow, my opinion, 35 to 40% because the seller's only here a day and a half a week. You're going to grow the practice. Will you stop pinching for pennies? So I gave him 2 dental attorneys. I said, look, maybe they'll negotiate with you. One of the dental attorneys works on a flat fee. The other dental attorney's an hourly. I said, plead your case. I realize you're only paying $40,000, but the work involved is no different than a $500,000 deal. So my hope is that he's going to listen. What will happen now is the buyer's attorney, I think it will, I think I was pretty convincing, the buyer's attorney will now create the contract, and that's acceptable. The seller's attorney, who doesn't know what he's doing anyway, he's never seen a dental contract, my hope is that the buyer's attorney will be fair to both the buyer and the seller. So I think that's what's going to happen. I hope I'm preventing a deal from going south. I mean, I think I am, but this is how you have to intercept. This is what a broker does. I'm taking 25 years as a dentist, 13 years in this business, and I just have to just put this deal together. I've got to create the right deal for all parties. I don't care. We don't get much credit out of it, much benefit out of this deal as far as commission. It's like nothing, but I'm trying to help out. I'm trying to prevent the deal from going south. So I just gave the buyer two opportunities. One attorney works on a flat fee. One works on an hourly. I said maybe they'll work with you, but you're not getting it for $1,500. Forget it. Save your money somewhere else. And that's how you prevent a bad deal from going south. That's what a broker's doing. It's Sunday morning, Memorial Day weekend. It's like, I have other things to do in my time, but we make it happen. We are available. He called Sunday morning. We answered. We're setting them up. I've already texted them the attorney's names, one flat fee, one private fee, and let's see what's going to happen. I'm excited that we can put a deal together. We like making deals. We want to go to closing. Yeah, this is a small deal. I'm fortunate to be working on some huge mega deals, but I think you got to be fair to everybody, and that's what we try to do. We try to give it our all. All right? That's it. Great talking to you, team. Bye now.